everybody? Sorry it's been so long since we made a video. I actually have about 2 videos that aren't edited that I just never got the motivation to post. They were about the race truck. Just kind of been really busy here lately, not really had time for YouTube. I need to make more time, and I need to hire someone to fully help. That way we can get y'all at least 1 to 2 videos a week. But yeah, so I bought Kyle's 5th gen. I did not expect to do that. There she is in the background right here. This is Kyle at Striker Off-Road Design's personal truck. We were working on it for him, actually. We were color matching it, adding a bunch of lights, doing the normal stuff that we do. And while it was here, he left it here for a while because we had a problem getting some parts from Ram, like the headlights and stuff like that. And one day when we got it done, I looked at it and I loved it. I just wanted it. So I texted him and I asked him to sell it to me, and we came to an agreed price, and here we are. So I now own 2 of the cleanest white 5th gens, in my opinion. We've got to make this one a little bit more my taste. As you know, there's not enough white. But let's take a look at this truck. I'm absolutely in love with this thing because I can actually drive this one. So my #1 complaint about the single cab is, don't get me wrong, I love it. It's perfect. I love the detail of it. I put my heart and soul in that truck. But you can't really drive it due to the painted fender wells and all the paint matching. You can drive it, but after a while, it's not going to hold its quality. So the thing with this truck being as big as it is, and the wheels as wide as they are, it's not really actually beating the truck up yet. And we're going to PPF the rockers in case, you know, any rocks hit it. But let's take a look at the truck and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here she is in all her glory. So Kyle is a good friend of mine. He owns a lift kit company called Striker Off-Road Design. We actually had that plate custom made for him. So what Kyle does, he builds custom lift kits. He started out with F-250s, and here in the past, 3 to 4 years, he's moved to the Ram territory, and he's actually been doing really good. He's one of the most well-known Ram lift kit builders now. In my opinion, he does a great job. His kits are actually on all of my trucks. So the dually has a kit. The single cab has like parts from his kit because I wanted to do bags, and he doesn't do bags. But anyways, this was his personal truck. It is a Laramie, but we actually limited front end swapped it. I got him a OEM limited grill and the limited headlights. We had them taken apart, color matched the grill, put the limited tow hooks in, color matched all the plastics, even color matched the license plate holder, and this plate is actually painted. So we tried to throw in the little details for Kyle to make it good because he's a man of high expectations. He builds really nice lift kits for a living. So, I mean, obviously you want good work done. And I really appreciate the fact that he brought his truck to us, of everybody. I've not known Kyle but for like 2 years, but he's already been great to me, bringing me business, and obviously letting me work on his personal trucks is a big thing because he's picky, so am I. So I guess that's why it works. He saw how well we did on the single cab, and he's like, you know what, I think these guys can figure out how to paint match it. So he brought it to us. We did the tails, we did the bumper pads. He requested that we not do these bottom pieces. That was what he wanted. Now that it's mine, I'm gonna paint everything. Obviously, I'm gonna pull the receiver hitch and powder it too. We did do, let's see if I can zoom in, the 3rd brake light for him. So that's already done. But let me shut it off real quick. It's a little bit hard to hear. And just for reference, like this truck is huge. I'm 6 foot tall, and I have to look up into the interior. So let's see what this truck's all about. So this is actually a 19 to 20 inch kit, I believe. He said it's about 19 inches. We're just gonna call it 20 for safe math. So it is front and rear 4-link still. It is a cradle design that bolts into all factory existing holes. He did a great job with this. I believe this was the first big Ram he built. But it's got coilovers all the way around. I believe these are carbon coilovers. That's a new coilover company that's came out in the past couple years, and they are doing really good work too. Let's see, so he built this hoop to hold all your reservoirs, keep them all nice and neat right there. He's just, he did really good on this kit. And like my favorite part is it's got 20 inches of lift and still has a front drive shaft. So he built his own clock kit for that transfer case. Now the transfer case sits almost completely sideways, but he even notched the cross member, made a new cross member for it. Did a great job. So it's got a cradle, front and rear coilovers. He designed this bracket that bolts into the old bump stop bracket to hold the reservoir right here. Like, he just made it where it kind of showed off the fact that like that he put coilovers all the way around on this truck. So in the back, we put a bunch of rock lights on this truck. It already had some, but we put more, and we're probably going to keep adding more lighting because now that it's mine, we can just do whatever we want. But he actually made that little center truss. It's all bolt in just for looks, but it's just a nice touch. It's got a billet faceplate on it. Everything on the truck is immaculate so far. Like, the truck was just clean, but now it's a 19 model with 7,000 miles. Like, he didn't drive it. It just it was one of the trucks he built for advertisement. It sat there. He never had time to drive it. So it used to have some 30x16 Rogue off-road forged two-piece wheels. And now, let's see if I can zoom in. Now it has 30x16 JTX Savages with our floater caps that turned out amazing. And he actually ordered these wheels from JTX. He picked them out, he ordered them, they got in, we got the truck done. It worked out great because JTX is my wheel sponsor. So the truck was like already perfect for me because we had done the color match, and for the most part I had done the color match how I wanted on the front. So there was really like nothing holding me back from making this one of our builds because we had already worked on it. But you know, now that we've got it, we got to finish painting everything else. Probably gonna leave the steps alone in case a rock gets those. But I am going to shave the tailgate. That is kind of my thing. I shave every tailgate on all of my 5th gens. And of course we got our painted tails that we always do. But yeah, we got to shave that tailgate, get rid of that, and color match everything, get rid of all the badges. But yeah, love the truck so far. You know, to have 42s and 30x16s and 20 inches of lift, the truck drives awesome. I'm honestly impressed with how the truck drives. Like, I've drove this thing everywhere. So, huge props to Kyle on that. I mean, this is a very massive truck. I've had trucks with 6-inch lifts that rode like crap. And then for this one to have 20 inches of lift and ride great. And keep in mind, these are 30s and 42s. You can't balance them. So the wheels and tires have no weight on them. So Fury and JTX actually did a really good job too. But yeah, 3-inch spacers, 30x16s, 42s, 20 inches of lift, and it rides very impressively. Anything above over like 80, you start hearing like a little bit of driveline noise, but that's because, you know, you got a front drive shaft with an angle like this going 80 miles an hour down the interstate because Dodges spin all the time. They actually lock in on the transfer case side, so the front drive shaft spins all the time in these trucks. They're not like a Ford where it just locks itself out. So really happy with the truck though. I'm excited to take it to shows and stuff, and I think this truck combined with the single cab and then the dually is just gonna make an awesome 5th-gen trio. So let's go look at the dually actually while we're talking about it. So the dually, Kyle actually got me a kit for this truck too. He got me a 3.5-inch lift. It's more or less a bougie leveling kit. But so what it is we already had 2.5-inch dual rate springs. We added a 1-inch spacer with our logo on it, a drop for the radius arm, a 1-inch rear block. So it really didn't change anything. The dually is a little bit higher, but also anyone that follows me on Instagram, you know that the dually got hit by a semi. A semi pulled out in front of me. The bed got smashed on the dually. The frame ended up being okay, but we went ahead and got a flatbed for it. That was the best solution. I've always wanted a flatbed, 5th gen. Here we are. We got one. Got a CM ER skirted flatbed that is actually really nice. I'm kind of excited about the flatbed. I've been working out of it. It's really nice.
But let's go see what the dually got. The dually got some new wheels. That's why the 24s are gone. Let's go see if we can't find those. We got Bubba in there. He's working away like always, killing it. Let's see, where's the new wheel for the dually? And then we'll go check out the single cab. She's hanging out over there somewhere. Got a pitch in the shop for a lift, and then we got Zion's truck over there getting finished. Check these out though. So these are 28-inch JTX chisels in gloss black with gloss black floaters with our logo engraved in them. So we're actually going to be running these on the dually with a 37-inch AMP MT. So pretty excited for the dually. That is actually going to be really cool, I think. I like having a cool tow pig. I wanted to have it to where we could go to shows and unload, like drop the gooseneck, and then we have 3 show trucks. So we have 2 on the trailer, and then the one pulling it's nice enough to actually put in the show too. That way, at the shows where I'm supposed to have a truck for JTX or any of our sponsors, they can have one of the trucks, and then I always have either the dually or something cool. Of course, all the vendors always want the single cab. It's all the way down right now, by the way. She's much bigger than this. But got the single cab here. It is still, I believe the last time it moved was, we went to Rocky Top Diesel Shootout for a little while. Anyone knows the deal there. But she actually has not been anywhere in a while. There was a show here this weekend, that's about it. But she's still looking good, still ready. I believe the next show we're gonna hit is Shide's Diesel Extravaganza. So here's the thing with Shide's though. Shide's is a race, and we obviously want to bring the drag truck and potentially race, because there's no point in me dragging 2 show trucks to a race. Like, I mean, obviously there's a show and shine, but we don't want to come that far just to win the show and shine. Like, I want to race, I want to make power too. So yeah, we're gonna bring the drag truck probably, and then one of the show trucks, because there's still an empty spot on the trailer. But one of the main things I wanted to show you is the drag truck is actually a pull truck right now. So when we bought this truck from undisclosed name, but the original builder of this truck that did most of this fabrication work right here is Chris Nolt. Chris Nolt actually built this drop bar setup that bolts into the frame, and then it has bump stops you can screw down. So we have actually been to 2 local pulls, and this setup does amazing. I picked out some wheels and tires. The drop bar setup, it just does killer. I will give it that. Like, this truck loves the sled, and I'm not much on truck pulling, but this truck loves the sled. So there's the removable weight. It actually goes in the frame horns in the front. It's actually a really smart design. I don't know, like, long-term wise how great that is on the frame, but we'll see. It's actually been doing really good. I'm impressed with the pulling setup. So we actually pulled at the local fair last weekend in the open diesel class, and we won. A lot of the bigger trucks broke before they could make it to that class, but we won by a decent bit and actually had to slow down because we were about to go way out of bounds. So I think we had it in the bag regardless. Either or though, we had fun. That's the thing. Like, so we got to run the truck. It didn't break with the new compound setup, and I'm just impressed with it. So we had to redo all our intercooler piping. We flipped the intercooler because the inlets used to be up here. This is a On3 107 and a stainless 72 millimeter 5 blade. We went back to a T4 manifold. Honestly, so I bought this turbo kit off of Logan Epling, a buddy of mine. I texted him, I said, hey, have you still got the compound kit? Will you sell it to me? I just think I want to go compounds. I'm tired of like the slow spooling. So he's like, yeah, I'll sell it to you. Well, we went to the fair. We weren't allowed in the 2.6 class because of compound, so we had to wait for open diesel class. We pulled, we won. Love the compound setup. We got to make some braces for it because it likes to move after a pass. Like, the hood stack laid over a little bit and got the bottom of my hood. But overall, though, the kit does wonderful. I'm just not going to add any nitrous to it because I'm almost positive if I add any nitrous to the equation, that these chargers will go boom. But right now, it's on tune 4. It should be making about 13 to 14 on fuel with the compounds and everything. But also, we have a brand new head from D&J on there. I have not posted the video where y'all could see us install it. Like I said, that's some old content that I kind of wasn't really that interested in. So I'll just tell y'all what happened. We got a D&J Stage 3 race head. The nicest head on the market. The head was beautiful coming out of the box. It's a piece of work. It's a piece of art, actually. But yeah, so we got the compounds on. New head, new fire rings. Everything's back together. We actually have our trans brake set up now and our bump. So we got our steering wheel buttons all hooked up. And it's actually pretty cool having a trans brake and a bump. We have got to set up our limiter for drag racing. But luckily, Paul and them at Maverick Diesel have been helping us. Paul actually set up the trans brake and hooked everything up because that's something I've never done before. And I wanted to make sure it was done right. So I had him come up, and while he was here, we put a leveling kit, wheels and tires on his truck. He worked on the drag truck. We kind of just help each other out. Because at the same time that I needed help in the racing industry, because this is not what I do full time. This is what I do full time. But I do still love this. So, you know, Paul reached out to me and I reached out to him. You know, he said, hey, I need a leveling kit, wheels and tires. I said, I got you. Come up, help me work on the drag truck. My guys will work on your truck. We'll help each other out. So that's what happened. So just kind of trying to give everyone an update of what they've missed in the shop. We rearranged the whole shop for this past weekend's party or meet or whatever you want to call it. And then we've got this big girl ready to go pulling. There's another pull this weekend. So that'll actually be at the Putnam County Fair. So make sure to catch us there. But that's kind of an update of what's going on in the shop. I am going to get back on making videos, at least one a week. I'd like to make more, but one a week is actually kind of a challenge for me due to work and me answering the phones and stuff like that. So drag truck turned out cool. Single cab, still just doing her thing. And then let's see, fast forward and fast forwarded. Big girl is over there doing her thing. We got to get her done. I don't want to say I like this truck more than the single cab because the single cab's my baby. I built that thing from the ground up. And we've done a lot of work to this truck, not the lift, but it's actually going to get taken apart at the end of the year. And I've got some really, really big plans for this truck so that when it pops out next year in show season, it will be one of a kind as far as quality goes. This thing is going to be just a new level of quality. I want the underneath to be spotless, but I also still want to be able to drive the truck. So we're going to entertain the fact of painting the fender wells and stuff like we do on the rest of my trucks, because I actually, like I said, I want to be able to drive it. So we're going to see. But for anyone that doesn't know, we have started a new venture, which is trailer sales. Man, if you need a trailer, holler at me now. Holler at your boy. I've got like 25 in stock, a pretty wide variety of dumps, box trailers, goosenecks, everything. Holler at your boy. But anyways, huge thank you to anyone that actually watches these videos. We will be making more. We have events coming up. The event coverage is something that I like to do because everyone seems to love the event videos. But it's just hard for me to do because with as involved as we are with trying to talk to everyone at the booth, or like if we have a booth, it's really hard to get event footage. And then you've got the fact of there's so much stuff going on in every corner of the event. And then I've got people I'm talking to, vendors, sponsors. And then, you know, at the races, I'm racing, obviously, which makes it even harder. So we're going to try and get a media person on full time just to make entertainment for y'all. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff to keep the content there. But thank y'all for watching.